you ever had one of those moments where you're just living your life, doing your thing, and a stranger appears out of nowhere and suddenly starts telling you what to do and just completely harshes the vibe? And you freeze, not necessarily because you agree or you're being compliant. You're just sort of shocked that somebody actually believes they have that kind of authority over you. Well, that happened to me twice in less than 24 hours this week. The first time I was with my boyfriend, and we like to go to this county park that's right down the road. It's a private park. You have to pay to get in, and it's got acres and acres of space, and there's hardly anyone there, which is why we love it. It feels like this oasis that's completely disconnected from the modern world. And we were out there in our bliss bubble with our dogs and another dog that we're boarding for the month and just having a great time. And we paused to take their pictures and everybody was happy. And we were just in such a state of peace, really enjoying nature and the sunshine and all the things. When suddenly, out of nowhere, two women came riding up on horses. Now, what I like to do when I'm out walking my dog is whenever we pass an animal, usually it's other dogs, I give them space. I let them have the runway, and I will just move my dog, who is a friendly dog, excitable and friendly. I move him out of the way, way out of the way. I do this for a few reasons. One is it's boundaries. I like to respect my boundaries and his boundaries. I don't often know the temperament of the dogs that are walking by. I don't know if they're going to lunge or do something. So I just move. And I let them take the space. And then after they pass, I will go back on my walk and do the thing. Not a big deal. These women had a different idea, or at least one of them did. As I am removing my dog from the situation, moving him over to the side, one of the ladies atop her horse says, "Can you just keep moving?" Now, I'm not around a lot of horses. I love all animals. I don't understand horses, horse etiquette, horse behavior. I don't know anything about it. And we were just kind of like, huh? And so my boyfriend said, "Why?" And she said, "Horses don't like it when you're still. So to quit standing there like a statue and move." And I was even more shocked by this. I was like, do you own this county park? Are you a manager of the county park? Do you have a badge that says, "Hey, we have priority here. Do what I say"? All these thoughts were going through my mind. And I just froze. I just stayed where I was at and did my thing, and they kept walking on, and that was that. And I've got to tell you, it was an opportunity to learn something. First of all, it was an opportunity to not be triggered, because as a quadruple Aquarius, I don't take too kindly to people telling me what to do at all. And I have also learned not to do that to others as well. As I said, I just get out of the way when someone's coming. That, or I change direction. I go another way. If there's something about an interaction or whatever that's going to make me uncomfortable, I find another way out of that. So that was the first situation. The second situation happened this morning. I was walking my dog along the path I usually walk, and I could see someone coming toward us down the sidewalk. So I moved over. I moved off the sidewalk. And Zen was right by the curb. And I had a thought coming through that I wanted to capture. So I was typing on my phone. I just moved over to the side. I was typing on my phone. I keep him on a short leash. He's trained. My boyfriend's a dog trainer. People don't know this. I understand. However, I'm doing this and I could feel someone like staring at me. So I look up and she has stopped moving. And she just says, "Can you hold on to your dog so I can pass?" Also very confusing to me because I had him on a leash, a short leash. I'm not one of those dog owners that has my dog just leashed too much. This is going to sound judgmental. I'm just explaining. He wasn't out of control. He wasn't roaming about. I had him right next to me, away from her. And again, I was kind of floored. I was like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong though. I'm just living my life over here. I'm just doing this thing. And there's all of this space. There's a street. There's another side of the street even that she could cross over and walk. Like, if you're not feeling comfortable, why do I have to be the one to change? Why do I have to modify my behavior to make someone else feel comfortable? That is what I'm getting at. That is the point of this whole message right now, is that I am in this era of becoming my truest self. My highest self is a sovereign being. And in that sovereignty, I not only understand that I am responsible for myself, for my actions, for my feelings, but other people are responsible for theirs. I'm not responsible for them. I'm responsible for me. And everyone else, that's their problem. And it's becoming easier to recognize what's mine, what's everybody else's. And I used to be a people pleaser. I did this as a way of regulating my nervous system, because if I just take care of it, if I just make everybody else feel better, then I won't have to feel their discomfort and I will feel more comfortable. No, it doesn't work that way. It's a lovely thought put there, programmed into us by those who want us to do their bidding, but it's not the truth. So these situations had me pressing up against that edge of, do I want to shrink so that I can keep the peace? Or am I here to expand into my power? I'm not talking about starting a fight. I am not talking about responding or reacting to these ladies with harsh words or anger. You can be kind and sovereign. You can be gracious and unbothered. You can protect your peace without sacrificing your own voice. And as I walked away from that last interaction, I started practicing what I could have said instead. I said nothing. Maybe I pulled my dog closer. I don't quite remember. I felt like I was frozen again. But as I walked away, I practiced saying, "We're good, thanks." Or, "I'm going to be just one more minute. You can go around." Or, "No." Or, "Nothing at all." Both of these situations left me feeling icky because I felt disrespected. Because in both situations, I felt like I just complied. Like I just handed a piece of myself over in order to avoid conflict. And it made me think about how many times I've done that in my life and how bad it always felt. It felt like I was betraying myself. And then it's so easy to take on this identity as one who is always abandoned or nobody ever thinks about me. Well, it all starts with us. How are we abandoning ourselves? How did I abandon myself in these moments? How often have I silenced my truth just to be nice? Just so I could be liked? Just so I wouldn't be known as that unreasonable neighbor? For what? Am I even going to see these people again? This was my lesson on how I could really step into my power and respond in a way that was simple, firm, and unshakable. "No thanks, I'm doing what's best for my dogs." "No thanks, we're good." "No, we're just gonna stay right here." Even as I say it, I'm like, ugh, all this feels so weird. It's not comfortable, but I'm trying to normalize those types of responses instead of what I've been conditioned to do, which is just be the nice girl. And I don't know about you, but I'm done handing away permission slips to my power. This isn't about being rude. It's about being rooted in your power, in your strength, in your sovereignty. You have a right to exist on this planet. You have a right to take up space. And as I say that, I think of, I was in a field. I had so much space around me. I was taking up my space and I was still being asked to move. The truth is, people can only boss you around if you believe they have the right to do it. And we're living in a world right now where a lot of people think that they can tell us what to do with our bodies. You remember a few years ago where everybody was getting into everybody's business about what they needed to do, what they needed to put on, what they needed to put in their bodies. It was a really big deal. If you ever felt like this, like you had to shrink yourself to avoid discomfort, please drop a heart in the comments down below. Because we're not doing that anymore. Because we are loving ourselves by speaking our truth. And we can speak that truth with our energy. We don't even have to use words. This is our time. This is the time for us to reclaim our voice, reclaim our space, reclaim our sovereignty. One moment at a time. One situation at a time. If this message resonated with you and you would like to stay connected to me, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love it. You can hit that bell icon and then all to be notified every single time I post a video. And if you think this could benefit somebody else in your life, it would be my honor for you to share it with them. I appreciate you. I would love to connect with you down in the comments where we can discuss situations where this has happened to you and how you moved through it. Thanks for being here and sharing your beautiful energy with me today. Until next time.